So now, out of the amazing work that you've been doing and that you continue to do, I know you were blessed with an award, and so first of all, congratulations to that. And I know it was a big thing over there, so that's great. And how did you feel about that?
Jennen, I'm honored, especially within my organization. I'm honored, but it takes. I've been blessed.
Welcome to the Green Table Talk, where we will have open and honest discussion about transplant. I'm your host, Jennen Johnson.
Today we have my friend Edward on the show. Edward, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be on.
It's a pleasure having you on the show. We spoke recently, and your story is such a great story. You had epiphanies during your journey, and I thought, you know what? We need to share your story with others. It's very inspirational. And so I said, you know what, we have to get you on the show. And I'm glad you took the time out of your busy schedule to join us today. So thank you.
No problem. And yeah, let's do it.
So Edward, tell me a little bit about yourself. Give me a little background about Edward, what you do in your spare time, any favorite hobbies, sports, anything of the sort?
Well, I just like to consider myself a ordinary individuals who just striving to do extraordinary things in the lives of others in the community. By trade, I own a consulting and investment firm, which I do for like my full-time job, but my passion is my foundation, which I'm sure we'll talk about. And yeah, I just love giving back. I love golfing, spending time with my wife and hopefully future child. And yeah, I'm just a simple individual, just trying to live life to the fullest. So yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. How are you at golf?
Not good, but I look good out there. Not good, but I look good out there. I got the whole, I'm good enough to do business. And
there you go. That's good. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Excellent. So tell me, you were diagnosed with kidney failure when?
Just before my 21st birthday.
Okay. So 21st birthday, you're living your life, and then all of a sudden, take us through this journey of yours.
Absolutely. So I got every time it's been 14 years. I just celebrated my 14th kidney transplant anniversary last Saturday. So
beautiful. Congratulations. That's big.
Thank you so much. Knocking on wood. I'm counting every day. I'm thankful for every day. But just before my 21st birthday, doing a routine physical, I got the disturbing news that my kidneys had shut down. At the time, I was a student athlete in college, living a dream. Bringing to fruition everything that I had worked so hard for up to that point. Never had any prior health issues outside of asthma, and some headaches and stuff like that. But I just remember training with one of my good friends, and he was beating me in a race that day, and I should have known something was wrong right then. This guy was beating me in a race. I'm like, but after training with my good friend, shout out to Greg Sherm back out in Charlotte, North Carolina in the States. But yeah, I just went to the doctor for my summer physical, and they were alarmed by my blood pressure reading, which was 248 over like 118 at the time, 121 at the time. And wow. They looked and they were like, nah, this can't be right. And I was seeing a pediatric doctor at the time, pediatrician at the time. So they said, you're big and strong, so let's go get the adult cuff. So I felt good. I'm thinking maybe my arm is
getting big. Yeah, you're getting bigger.
They gotta go get the big boy. So they went and got a bigger cuff for my arms, and still the same reading. And the doctor came in and was like, son, we got to get you to the emergency room right now. And I was just like, okay, I'm about to drive. Like, no. They called an ambulance from the doctor's office and put me in the ambulance and took me to the hospital, and had my mother, meet me at the emergency room. And at that time, I didn't know what was going on. It was just like, wow, it's a cool ambulance drive, cool ambulance, like in there talking to the people, kind of messing around.
Yeah.
But until I got to the ER and they started sticking tubes in me everywhere, which I'm sure you all know about. And the doctor came in with the crazy looks like, son, your kidneys completely shut down, looking like baffled. And I was like, okay, you heard of your kidneys, but until I didn't know I barely even know what they did. I just knew it was somewhere in my body.
No, sorry, one quick question. I'm just stop you here. So at this point, any side of I know you said you had headaches, but typically if your kidney's completely shutting down, you feel drained, you feel, you can't, eating is an issue. You just want to sleep all the time. Like any of that stuff was going on?
You know what? Looking back, I was having some crazy itching sensation everywhere, like fiberglass inside your body, which now, with hindsight, it was the toxins. But the doctor, they would check me. It was like, you're fine. You're fine. I would keep on letting them know about the weight gain that I was gaining. And I just thought it was muscle. Oh, it was muscle. So I was just walking around with my shirt off thinking I was gaining a lot of muscle. I was working out heavy at the time. But yeah, outside of those signs, up until my blood pressure finally skyrocketed because of all the toxins, I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. So
okay. So yeah,
my face was getting fuller, but once again, they just thought it could have been, thought it the weight.
So now they tell you that your kidneys are completely failing. Both kidneys at this point?
Yeah, both completely shut down, and that I will have to start dialysis the next day, and still being 20 years old at the time, naive, I'm like, okay, it really didn't hit me the significance of what was going on up until I was like, well, I'll be okay for the upcoming season. This was June when I got diagnosed, and right before my 21st birthday, so I'm excited. I'm ready to go to Cancun, go have a good time for my 21st. They gave me these news, but when I asked them, will I be okay for the upcoming season and the upcoming school year, and they said, no, you have to move back home, which is most people's worst nightmare. I worked so hard to get out my mom's house. Now I got to move back.
Yes. Yeah.
Now move back with an illness. So yeah. So I started dialysis that next day with the port in my chest, and that's where my 3-year journey began on dialysis. So yeah.
Did you know anything about kidney failure, or did you know anyone that was going through or went through kidney failure before your situation?
No, I didn't know anyone. In fact, where I grew up in Ohio, in the States again, and I never knew anyone who went through this type of issue, especially this young. And so on top of going through what I was going through, everybody was like, you're so young, just assuming, oh, you took steroids or you took something, because they didn't know no one as young as myself going through such of an illness, this type of illness. Serious. And I'm gonna have to tell people, no, I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened.
Everyone's skeptical.
So it was tough, man. Like I said, I couldn't do nothing but sit up in a dialysis room and cry, and man, like here I am stuck in this center. I'm about to play the fraternity. I'm about to bring my sports dreams to fruition. I didn't beat the odds of overcoming a single parent household and all this stuff to be able to be in this position. So you're at the top of your game
at this point, and then all of a sudden, this situation, right?
Happening. I'm like, now what? So of course, like most people, like, Lord, why me? Why now? But in the mix of saying, why me, Lord, why now? The man up above clearly whispered in my spirit, son, why not you? You had planned for your life isn't what I had planned for your life. And as I like to call it, he took me off the college campus, the sporting field, and put me on the battlefield of saving lives. And slowly I begun going to volunteer at various children's hospitals and with the Donate Life of Ohio, just trying to give back, taking my mind off my treatment. And slowly but surely, when I would walk into the children's hospital and see those kids who I'm complaining about having to leave college, and these kids aren't even able to go to school regularly and aren't able to eat pizza days and fries, and they're stuck in there and, needing all sorts of kidney transplants, liver, hearts. And I stopped thinking about myself, and I just like, man, I'm going to do something to try to help them. I'm going to try to I start focusing on, man, what can I do to help these kids? And and here we go. Like a Why Me became a Why Not. And just so happened that Why Not, spelled YNOTT, stands for Youth Needing Organ Tissue Transplant. So,
beautiful.
So it helped me. I founded the organization on dialysis. Made my last 2 years of dialysis easier because I stopped focusing about myself and start focusing on helping others, which I contribute to all my success and all my blessings post-transplant. So but I was fortunate enough to be able to get the call for my transplant October 8th, 2008. And and people ask me, ask me what was it like, and I just say I contributed to just my willingness to take my mind off what I was going through and start focusing on how I could be of assistance to others and make time go by easier. And after I got my transplant, I could have went off and did a lot of different things, but I never forgot what it was like those kids, seeing those kids in there. And 15 years later, we just celebrated our 15th year anniversary. And just a kid who was on dialysis, who said why me, and the Lord said why not you?
Exactly.
And create something with so many others across the country. Salute to all my team members across the country within our foundation. And we impact thousands of lives each year, started right on the college campus. So, it's just a blessing. And that's why whenever I get a chance to get on shows like this with amazing people like yourself, I'm just honored, because life is all about your outlook.
It's true.
So
see, you were given a situation, and at that time you didn't even realize it, really. At that time, like you said, you had your plans, you wanted to do this, you're looking at that, then the third, and everything came to a screeching halt. And you were planning to make an impact by the path that you chose, right? But instead there was another path that was designed for you, and you took that path. And now here you are. You were sitting there on dialysis. You had this time on your hands. You created this organization, which then impacts other youths who's going through the exact same thing you went through. So do you feel that this impact, I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyways,
sure.
The impact you're making with your organization versus the impact you would have made taking your path, which one do you think would make a greater impact? Like, do you regret? Actually, go ahead. Answer that question.
Yeah, put like this, Jennen. I'm fulfilled. I got a chance to really experience fulfillment. I had success. Like I said, even outside of my foundation, I got a company. I get a chance to have success, have some nice things, and all that stuff. But fulfillment trumps success. It gave the greater meaning in life. Like I'm just like, all that stuff don't matter. All the women that I lost back then, all the like I said, fraternities, trying to pledge fraternities, all the hope, like it gave me a sense of purpose. Know that all that stuff is nothing. It's nothing. Like what truly matters is like utilize your gifts and your talents, what the Lord bless you with, to hopefully try to build a legacy. It's purpose. It's purpose. Still, to this day, I couldn't. I sit back and like, man, I can't believe we've been around 15 years. I can't believe I'm not smart enough. I'm not. I was just obedient to what the Lord told me to do, and I think He blessed me.
That's all they needed.
He blessed us, but it's just, I'm fulfilled. I'm fulfilled, and
so I'm assuming you are an advocate of, organ donation, whether it's deceased or living. You're an advocate. What would you say to someone who's like, you know what, Edward, I've thought about it, but I don't know. I mean, how do I know they're gonna, take my organ? Let's just say something happens to me. I'm in the hospital and there's that chance I could live, but how do I know they're not just gonna let me go just so I can take my organs and give it to the next person in their next room? Or someone who has doubts, or someone who's kind of on the fence. You know what? I'm glad it worked out for you, Edward, but I don't know. I don't want to go through the process. I might have this big scar on myself afterwards. Like, I don't know. What would you say to convince them that, you know what, this is the right thing to do? They should fill out those forms. They should sign up to be an organ donor, or what have you. How would you address that with someone?
I feel the best way of convincing is through your actions. It's through maybe sharing your experience. Like, I don't, all that other stuff, I know what it's done for me.
Yes.
I'm a walking testimony, and I know that I don't know what color the person was who donated to me and all that. I just know organ and tissue donation saved lives, it saved my life, it saved so many others. So, and think about it. A lot of people think stuff like that can't happen to them. I thought it can happen to them. We got a slogan called "Why Not You?"
Yes.
Like, it's our prevention and wellness. It's within our foundation. It's part of our prevention and wellness and inspirational speak. Why not you? What if you're fine right now, right? And you're asking these questions, but what if tomorrow you get that call that I got and so many others? You never know. You never know. And when you want someone to potentially save your life, you're not going to be thinking nothing about that. So, so I just say, why not? Why not register to become a registered organ and tissue donor? Save your loved one life or your life. So that's really all you can say, and educate them on the facts and the statistics, and just be a walking testimony. But that's all. I agree.
Here in Toronto, myself personally, I've experienced a lot of pushback or discrimination. Like when I say discrimination, you find that a lot of people of our color, a lot of Black people, a lot of African Canadian, African Americans, you receive that pushback where they're hesitant. And it was a lot of when I was asking for someone to be a kidney donor, I noticed that the pushback came from the Caribbean section. You know what I mean? It wasn't my donor. She's a white woman, amazing white woman who donated to me, right? But there's a lot of.
Was she deceased or living?
Yeah, she's a living donor, and she's alive to this day. You know, she's hey Christy, so she's she's out there. She's,
salute to Christy.
Yeah, that's right. So I received a lot of pushback from the Caribbean community. Have you experienced that? Have you heard of that where you are in the States, or is that not relevant? I know, but what's the story there in terms of?
Absolutely. And I would be lying to say if I didn't feel they have a right to think of the history, in the States, and I'm not sure over there, but the history in general and the inequality that we're often faced with as minorities or Caribbean. I'm not as minorities,
yes,
as we call them. Yeah.
Yes.
But and again, that's all I can say is lean to myself. I mean, from my experience and from those who close to me, I know a lot of people, minorities who has lives were saved as well. So I know it does work, but yeah, I mean, they got the right to feel that way. And I just would tell, I would tell them that, you just gotta have faith, faith in humankind. But yeah,
and that's where we come in. Yeah, right. That's where we come in by sharing our story, right?
Yeah.
And educating and showing them that, hey, listen, it can happen. It is a positive thing in someone else's life, whether it's Black or white or Asian or whomever. Saving someone else's life is important, regardless, right? So that's where education
and
comes
don't sell. Like I said, we're not salesmen. We share our testimonies and try to encourage, try to nudge, and once again, we plant the seeds and allow whomever to water them. So
and just watch it grow after that, right?
Watch it grow, right?
Exactly. So now, out of the amazing work that you've been doing and that you continue to do, I know you were blessed with an award, and so first of all, congratulations to that. And I know it was a big thing over there, so that's great. And how did you feel about that?
Jennen, I'm honored, especially within my organization. I'm honored, but it takes. I've been blessed with a lot of amazing, from people. I left my college up in Michigan, went back home to Ohio, and the people at that college embraced me. At Ohio State, shout out to the Buckeyes up there. That whole family embraced me and my story and allowed me to be able to. So many students got involved to help build this thing. We didn't have no money. All we had was a lot of passion. We would come together to why not party for a cause events and raise money that way. Seriously, it's so many individuals who planted seeds to help build things. So I'm still in shock. Like I said, I'm still in shock and fulfilled that this thing actually worked. A why me really became a why not, and it's trademarked, and I'm on this amazing show with people over the country, and
because you're doing great things. You're doing great things.
Yeah, but it more so inspired the next like my investment, my main company outside of my foundation called Why Not Me Enterprises. So me saying why me became a why not, and now I've been able to go do these amazing things, and that ain't good enough, right?
Yes.
Now I'm trying to inspire others to think why not me. Just like I looked up to some people, and I'm like, if Jennen can get a transplant and go off and do all these amazing things you're doing, why not me? So, like through my foundation, through these awards, let these kids know that, all right, we try to instill in them a positive outlook on their health situation. Okay, you may be faced with this. Okay, so maybe I'm not a pro athlete, or maybe I'm not this type of executive. But I never thought I was gonna be owning my own successful companies and foundations with amazing people, still having all my teammates.
Yes.
Maybe not in the athletic field, but having my amazing teammates in different companies that the Lord gave me visions for. So it's like it's for the people that look up to me. I mean, and sometimes you need a platform, just like sports was a platform to, you know, same thing. This is these awards, just a platform, and hopefully you get the attention so I can spread awareness for organ tissue donors, that I can encourage others not to give up, so that I can encourage others to think, why not me? So yeah, that's all I look at it.
That's beautiful. Preach, preach. That's all I can say. That's amazing. That's just amazing. We're actually going to show a little clip of your awards ceremony and you know, a little video that they created for you during that time frame. Let's look at it now.
Awesome.
Life often presents many questions with no clear answer, but sometimes the answer might just be, why not?
Why not is an acronym for Youth Needing Organ Tissue Transplants, and is spelled uniquely YNOTT.
Edward Drake is the founder of the Youth Patient Advocacy Organization, YNOTT.
The mission of YNOTT is to provide support to pediatric transplant patients, help spread awareness about the need of organ and tissue donation, and also promote health and wellness and prevention in the community.
His inspiration for YNOTT came while he was in college. A routine checkup found a severe kidney disorder. The next few months would be fraught with pain, fear, confusion, and
many nights of crying and many nights of just wondering, why me, why now? And the man up above one day while sitting in a dialysis center saying, son, why not you?
Edward Drake understands the challenges young people face with years of dialysis and the need for an organ transplant.
They're always in a hospital getting treatment and taking a lot of medication, so they're not a kid. They're not a kid anymore. They're dealing with real life situations. So it's a very sad situation.
Edward has counseled Lino Vallejo since 2008 after Lino learned he would need a kidney transplant.
The most important advice he gave me was to never quit. Without Edward Drake in my life, I probably would not be here at all. I had trouble taking my medicine, and I just got to the point where I just didn't want to take them at all. And he told me what would happen if I didn't. And he kept giving me that little push I needed to keep going.
My story is kind of unique because I was young, sort of like many of you all were.
Edward's commitment to YNOTT has him counseling young people to stay healthy, plus supporting Lifeline of Ohio to spread the message of organ and tissue donation.
They gave me an opportunity to share my story as a Donate Life ambassador. They gave me an opportunity to go out to the various schools, an opportunity to feel special and to give back.
Edward Drake's can't became a can-do, and his why became a why not.
I lost my dream, but I found my purpose, and I never would have thought this little organization called YNOTT that was founded in a hospital bed or a dialysis center would be impacting lives around the country. So yeah, it's truly, I'm truly blessed, I'm truly humbled, and yeah, like I said, I'm doing what the man above called me to do.
Congratulations to Edward Drake, winner of a 2016 Jefferson Award.
Somebody show some love, hey, why not you? Why not? Why not? Why not?
That video was great. That was beautiful. You know what? You are a very blessed man. Like they took the time to make this for you. You are an extremely blessed man. My goodness. And that must have felt so good knowing that they're doing all this for you, right?
Absolutely. And I in attendance with me to accept that. Like I said, it's no I, it's we.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thankful. Yeah.
That's right. So let me ask you about your support system. So you were diagnosed at an early age. So tell me about your support system. Like, who did you turn to? Like, of course, there's going to be times where you feel like you said, why not? Why is this happening to me? What's going on? You know, sometimes you just want to scream, you want to yell, what have you. Who did you turn to vent, or who did you turn to just let loose and just freak out or whatever? Like, who was your support system during this time frame?
To be honest with you, first, it was just a man above, because everyone around me was just as shocked. And, you know, of course, when they send me going through something like that, it makes people think of their own cells. Like, wow, if he can do it, like, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with me? So it's kind of like a lot of people was down and out. So I was trying to encourage other people, like, I got this. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm
Yes.
okay. I was trying to anyway. I was trying to through the cries. I was trying to encourage my mother because one thing I want to add about that is one of the most painful things about the process leading up to my support system is when people who you would have gave your last dollar to, when you ask them, like, go get tested. Can you go get tested? I'll go get tested. I'll go do this. And to your transplant clinic, and they didn't go. And I had a lot of forgiving to do.
Yeah.
And it really had a lot of forgiving to do because I'm like, man, I thought we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would have gave my shirt off my back, and now all of a sudden, now they don't like needles, or they don't like, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
it's like stuck in here. It made me see people in a different light.
You're singing my song, Edward. You're singing my song. That's exactly. Wow. Continue. Go ahead.
It made me see people in a different light. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting on here and you won't even go get tested. And here I am with I'm talking about I'm going to make it and I'm going to buy you, like,
And you would have done anything for these people.
I've done anything. So
yeah,
I had a lot of forgiving to do. And now in hindsight, I knew I had to go through what I went through because the tests created amazing testimony. And had I gone through, if someone would have saved me then, they would have pulled me out the oven too early before I was done before the Lord was done baking with me. And for me, this that I am now, people look at me as what I am now, what I'm becoming. But I mean, you gotta have to go through that fire. So I don't hold any resentment, but for a while I had a lot of resentment because it's very disappointing. So
it's hard. It really is hard to see all these people and they're smiling in your face, and you guys are always tight and whatever. And now, like you said, just something like get tested, it's like, oh, I can't, or oh, what if this and what if that? And there's what? Like, I thought we're better than that. You know what I mean? It's like, but it takes a lot to forgive after all of that.
It took a lot, but once again, I just knew I needed to go through the process. I just know I need to go through the fire in order for my test to be a testimony. So but as far as my support system, I did have a lot. Like after the initial shock, a lot of people brought me in. Like I said, Ohio State, the amazing people at Ohio State. I didn't even go to Ohio State. I just was getting dialysis treatment at Ohio State and at the medical center, and they would bring me in. All the students allowed me to be able to speak to the universities and allow me to host events. And people thought I went to Ohio State, and I even got me a couple credits from Ohio State. Somehow they was able to put me in something to be able to get some credit from Ohio State. So everybody there, during those pivotal years, helped me get started, utilize the volunteers, people all across the country by just asking me to speak and family. My mom never left me alone. Or my mom, my stepfather, Sydney, shout out to them.
Gotta send the love to the mom and the stepfather. Always there.
Helping to provide for me financially, and so many others. Like I said, you all know who you are. Like I said, it takes a village to raise a family, and it takes a village to be there for a family. So, but without that support system, my mentors, people, I had big executives who took me under their wing and was on my boards.
Wow.
And maybe we didn't. It took a while to like really make some money for the organization, but the stuff I learned. I learned from them, which I wasn't a college graduate and none of that. They believed in me. They saw the vision. Support system made me not give up. I'll be honest with you. Like it made me not give up, and they encouraged me until I was able to encourage myself. Now encourage others. So I'm truly thankful for my support system, and still to this day, we all need a support system because it's easy. As you know, most people think transplant is a treatment.
Nope.
And still got all the medications. I'm sorting out my medication tonight. Gotta go in. You never know if you get a call and my rejection, or if we susceptible to all sorts of cancers or sorts of stuff. You see people. I mean, it's still kind of unsettling at times.
It's true. It's a lifelong process. It really is a lifelong process. We got the kidney. Now we have to take care of it. We've got to maintain it. We've got to eat right. We've got to. It's a process. It's nothing. It's not, like you said, it's not a cure. It's just something that we have to continuously work on, so we have to take care of ourselves regardless.
And
So,
even like some of the side effects from the medications, which, you know,
yes.
like
Yes.
I know a lot of people who struggle having children and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I deal with that type of stuff, like the dating life, to go from having, me personally, always like have an active dating life to at a point in time, people like, when I was on dialysis, I had these ports and stuff on my chest, and like, ooh, what's that? You know, stuff like that. You go from being this big, but you know, like the psychological part, you know,
Yeah.
like a lot of people got egos because of their earnings or because of what they like, or you know, whatever, and you lose your superpower. But let me tell you this, Jennen, and I'm done with this part. One thing about it is, like, I lost who I was, and I hit rock bottom, and it wasn't no more cheers and no more, hey, let's do this. But I was able to really discover who I truly was, not who I was in the eyes of others. I was no longer this athlete or this student, or I had to really build myself up. I had to really, you know, like, get to know who I am and accept, like, I am a beast because of the gifts and the talents that the Lord blessed me with, because what I have to accomplish in life, or what I can do for society versus what I can do because of a title. So, you know, little stuff like that. So
sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you get to see, like you said, truly who you are and who your friends are around you. And once you see that, you come rising through, and here you are now, right? So it's okay. You did very well. You've done very well for yourself, your organizations. You've done exceptionally well. And those who weren't there for you, they weren't meant to be there. Like, that was their chapter, that was their time. Now you've moved on. So it's okay. You've done exceptionally well for yourself.
Absolutely. So, you know, amazing team. Like I said, we done amazing. We done well for ourselves.
Exactly.
So salute to everyone. Salute to my support system. Salute to my teammates. Salute to the man above. And
that's right.
Salute to you all.
So, another question for you. Do you feel that this whole process that you went through, this whole journey that you went through, it was just kind of like, you know what, a coincidence, and hey, whatever happens, happens? There was no religious structure behind it? Or do you feel, yes, this whole thing, it was, you know, there was a religious structure, this is by the hand of God, whatever should happen is going to happen? Like, which path do you think, do you give credit to on this?
Yeah. I'm very spiritual. I say I'm not like religious, so I definitely give it to the higher. I always knew it was a higher being, but when you're down to nothing and you realize, like I said, like we stated earlier, when I hit rock bottom, I realized who was my rock. And I wasn't strong enough to come up with you amazing things like a why not become a why me become a why not, become a why not, and all these things. Now my life purpose is inspiring and impacting lives. My foundation impact lives. You know, my company inspire people to think no matter what they go through. So, you know, so definitely I think, while I won't want to go through this again, I'm definitely closer to the man above. I'm closer to my purpose. I'm closer to the meaning of life. You know, like I question almost to, like, I know we living on borrowed time. You know, I know we living on borrowed time. It's just, and why you here, as I like to say, why not leave a legacy? Why not do something for someone who can never repay you? So I think about a lot of those things. You know, like I said, fulfillment. You know, it's great to have success. It's great to have the fruits of success, but fulfillment don't go. I have fulfillment whether I'm in a hospital room or whether I'm on a yacht, or I have fulfillment whether I got, you know, whatever. You know, fulfillment is just, when you fulfill. Happiness wavers, but fulfillment don't. So I truly, that would be the key word. I really learned what fulfillment means and purpose means. And I truly believe we're all here for a purpose, and it's up to us to find it and not to waste that time.
You definitely found yours. Yeah. You found yours 100%, right?
Just trying to walk in it.
And you have to give back. I always believe you have to give back.
Absolutely. So
you are doing, like I said before, you're doing an amazing job. Keep up the good work. And listen, if you went through your original path and you became that amazing football player, there probably wouldn't even be a Why Not right now, or a Why Not You, right? So everything happens for a reason. And you just took that opportunity. You took your lemons and turned it into lemonade, and you went ahead and added a little bit of sugar and you mixed it up, and you're just giving back to everybody. And I salute you for that, because you're doing a great job. Hats off to you and your team and everyone surrounding you. and continue doing the amazing work that you're doing and helping others. That's big. Continue to help others. That's amazing.
Absolutely, and I truly appreciate that. Those words mean the world to me, and like I said, I definitely look forward to working with you all in the future to impacting lives on a global scale.
Yes.
I'm still crazy. Like, why not? On a global. Why not? They went global. Oh my God. Why not go global? Why not go global? So shit.
Anything's possible, right?
I vision a lot of things, but I never really visioned this. So,
you know what? There's more coming your way. That's all I can say. There's more coming your way. And at this point, this is where I give our audience a little nugget of knowledge, a little word of wisdom. And today, the nugget of knowledge for today is nothing is impossible. And you are a true testament to that, Edward. So once again, keep it up, keep doing you. As Charles would say, keep banging. And, and I look forward to speaking to you again sometime soon.
Likewise. I hope you all have a great evening, and thank you so much for having me on. Why not?
Thank you. And continued success. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us here on the Green Table Talk. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.